Welcome back to The Edge, live in your Bleacher Report app. I'm your host, Micah Parsons. This episode is sponsored by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. Cowboy Nation, I told y'all, we are not done yet. We are not done yet. And we got a great opportunity this Thursday to stack another win on win, get our first one at home, and just build what we're building forward. You know what I'm saying? And let's get right into this Cowboys-Commanders game. Just at the strength was just like, wow, that was a crazy one. And, before the game, I seen, let's just get right into the game, bro. Right off rip, that was one of the craziest games I've ever been a part of. So many highs and lows throughout one game of anger and frustration that I can't even imagine. So you're telling me, we just need one stop. Whatever. They scored. They get the 2-point conversion that they shouldn't have got. We just misfit. The kick return was legendary by Turp. No doubt about it. That was one of the greatest things that I seen. There's only been so many like crazy things that I seen just live in sports like that. And I would say that has been maybe a top 3 moment, like live, like outside of like obviously crazy catches and things like that, but just on like an unexpected play, like no one in the entire stadium thought like that was going down, like a bobbled kick return snap to the ultimate spin B move. Like, yo, like that was just insane. Like I can't even imagine that, bro. Like, bro is really different. Like, I honestly think, like, he has... The thing that surprised me today was Turp told me he was 28 today. So, we might not see a decade of Turp, but it's almost that time, like, we should really appreciate him of where he's heading, because Turp could really be great. Like, he could really be, like, I think he's flashed, but I think he's starting to put together. And I think in another 5 years, he's going to have a Devin Hester impact, like where people don't want to kick to him at all. Like they're going to find a ways not to have him return or anything. Cause like he leads the league in kick return, average kick return yardage. I think he's doing pretty well in punt return too, but I think it's no doubt about it. He's been the best specialist this year. Like, without a doubt, like, it's just really, like, special to see. And, I mean, he reached 21.35 on that kick return. Like, he's really, like, he has a different type of gear and speed. Like, man, I'm blessed to be on his team, bro. I'm blessed to have him as a teammate. I just really tip my hat off to Turp, bro. Like, he's really a special cat. I hope he get paid what he's deserved this offseason. Because he's going to get it. And then obviously, fast forward, 20, we get to Terry McLaurin, 86-yard touchdown, and the game's supposed to be over. When I tell you, bro, like God honest truth, I never was so pissed in my life. Like, I said, would you imagine, like, bro, like, I damn near almost wanted to throw hands with people, bro. Like, there's not, like, people be trying to tell you to stay neutral and restart, reset, refocus. And yeah, that's cool. But when you're up 7 with less than 30 seconds to go, there's no way in hell that you can be giving up Hail Marys and stuff. Like, you literally, like, the thing that really bothers you is like you really practice these situations every week, these game situations. So the fact that I'm like, bro, we're trying to get over the hump. Like we say, like we a good team, like we a damn good team. And then to have that moment, like it was just so crushing. And like, obviously we won, but if we lost in that moment, I don't think I'll be more heartbroken about a game because I know we was prepared for that situation. We just didn't do what we were supposed to do in that situation. And that hurts more because you can control that. Like you can control that. Like that game, like we should have won that and came off the field, and we should have been jumping as a defense, not praying that we block a field goal and things like that. Now, block the field goal, cool, like whatever. Or, you know, he missed the field goal. That's like whatever. Like, it's cool. Like, it don't really like, it wasn't like fulfilling, like, because that's something they can control. You know, we gave them power back. Could have potentially been overtime. We really don't know, but, you know, we gave them power back to kind of control the game. So kind of like when you can like end the game on your terms, how you want to end the game, that's the greatest feeling of winning football. Like, we played all 4 quarters. Like, we did what we were supposed to do. We lived up to everything we was going to be about and do. That's how you want to win football games. I don't want to win football games by a person missing a field goal, to be honest, bro. I'll take the win because we really needed it. But that's not how I want to win football games. And some people say, man, a win's a win. But a win don't always feel like a win. Because, like, you could be in the, you know, I would say it's a different feeling. Like, when you dominate a team and you're like, they couldn't be on the field with us. Like, we're that much better than this. Than when you win a game, but you almost beat yourself. And when you beat yourself, that like, I'm telling you, like, I feel good because we won, but I don't feel great because we won. I don't feel great about the situation because I believe that we have the defense and the talent and the people to end the game how we want to end the game. That should have never happened. So, you know, I apologize for that. Like, that many highs and lows. And then Wanye with his 43-yard kick return, he definitely should have got down, but my man wanted to get in end zone. We got to get a better little situation awareness right there. But he cool. We still found a way to win the game. And, you know, people say, what was the difference between this team and the previous week? Honestly, I don't think there was a huge difference. Obviously, we scored the touchdowns. And we didn't allow them to turn over the ball than us. You know, we was able to get our punch. So throughout a fight, I look at football as like a fight night, right? And you look at some of the greatest fighters, you got to find a way to get your punches in. And I feel like last week we was in the game. And then when we gave up that scoop and score touchdown, it kind of was like a knockout punch. You know, and I think this week we was able to like get back up and threw our punches. And we was able to fight back with our turnovers. We created turnovers and things like that. So I think that's the difference in the game. So I think when you can produce turnovers and your team finds a way to score, great things can happen. We just got to find ways to do that every game. Did Dan make a difference in that game? No. I think, honestly, for me, it was like, I'm ready for people to shut the F up. For real. Like, to me, it was like, I'm so locked in. I'm so prepared to go to war because I want to win that badly. I hate when people talk bad about the Cowboys. I hate when people talk bad about my teammates. And it was like, I want people to shut up. And how do you make people shut up? You got to win. You know what I'm saying? Now, is it the same mentality every week and do things always turn out the way you want to do? Absolutely not. But I just feel like enough's enough, just like fight night. Like, think about a bully, bro. Like, and I'm not saying every team's a bully, but you're going to get tired of a more effort, like, hitting you in the face. Like, you like, all right, it's time to, like, really stand up. So, like, I was like, it's time to really stand up. Like, it's a division opponent, obviously. You know, that rookie quarterback, and we're going to get into that rookie quarterback situation real soon. But, I mean, he's a bad boy. Jayden Daniels is nice as heck, bro. I think he, like, I knew he was good, but I didn't know he was that good. And film don't really explain how good he is. And I'm not saying, and I said this to him in the game, and this is word two. I said, yo, Jay, if y'all would have played like how y'all played in that fourth quarter all game, I think you could be unstoppable. And I don't want to just throw out unstoppable like that because then we're getting into a high frame. But I think he could really go to another level. Like, I feel like in some coaching, and I'm not saying this is their situation or trying to come at their coaching at any means, but you find, I feel like when young quarterbacks, right, they try to find ways to kind of protect him. Like, we're going to keep the game plan simple. We're going to give you these. But I think he's the caliber where you can have a complex system and you can just say, let him loose. Like, he's faster. He's as fast as Lamar. I don't think he's as shifty, but he's fast. Like, he's up there with like Jalen Hurts, Kyler, Lamar. Like, when we was like, his game speed is serious. Like, I don't want to underestimate that. And then his ability to make the throws and how accurate he is. That's why I said, I don't think you should treat him like a rookie. Like, I think he can really, really, really be a special quarterback at a very high level. And I just think, like, you know, obviously they want to establish the run game and you want to do all those sort of things, but I think they got the quarterback to say, go make a play. I think he has that Lamar, that Kyler ability to say, yo, he can go make a play. So it'll be very interesting to see how they use him in the back half of the season, especially with December football right here. And obviously their playoff hopes. But, you know, I think they definitely, that is a well-talented team. And they have the ability to be really, really, really good for a long time with Jayden Daniels at quarterback. So I think the hype is real about him. I think they had chances to win all the games, you know, they lost to, including us, you know, they were in all those games. It came down to a false start at the end against the Steelers. The game with us was hectic, and the Eagles, Saquon kind of like busted it open the last 2-3 minutes of the game. So, you know, I think they're right there. I think this is a really good football team. I'm not going to take anything, but I definitely think they should just let Jayden Daniels loose for sure. And then, you know, I see a lot of Cowboys fans, you know, disappointed. Listen. As long as number 11 is on the field, we are not tanking. I know the fans talking about we want draft pick. No, you don't want that. You really do not want that. You do not want a tanking team. We're a winning organization. We're going to win football games. I would never, ever step on the field and say, I'm okay losing this game. Like, I'm not going to give it my max effort. Like, they're going to carry me off that field if they don't want me to play that game. Playing the game. Point blank play. I think, and that should be the mentality for anybody, because, like, bro, we so lucky and we're so blessed to play. Like, not taking advantage of these opportunities is sickening. And I see around, not just around the league, but so many guys don't appreciate this game of football and how lucky and talented they are. Like, I would tell anybody, bro, I'm blessed for what I do. Like, this is just such a amazing opportunity. Like, so if people don't embrace that, that's actually so sad, bro. Like, I could never be a part of a losing football team. And I know we're losing right now, but I believe we're going to change things around because that's the positivity. Like, I believe we can do that. But that game's over. We got the Giants Thursday night, which is going to be fun. Thanksgiving. It's going to be a good game. But let's get into around the league. So I saw Packers, 49ers. Packers took down the 49ers team without Trent Williams, Brock Purdy, Nick Bosa, and Keon Nixon said he didn't want to hear no excuses about the 49ers being depleted. Listen, this is what I say about this, bro. 100% is there valid points. Like, can you control injuries? Can you control mishaps? No. But if you telling me, right, so the whole thing about the 49ers coming in from training camp was they had to re-sign Brandon Ayuk, which they did, and he went out to ACL. Trent Williams is hurt. They missed Christian McCaffrey for half the year through injury that no one knew about. Brock Purdy's shoulder. Now Nick Bosa, like, the people that the last 6-7 people you paid to say they're going to impact my team. Don't ever forget about Javon Hargrave, who's out for the season. So the last 7-8 players that the 49ers paid and say, these people are going to be, these people are going to make the difference in my team. I'm going to invest in these guys. These guys are going to help me win a Super Bowl, and they're all out. And you can honestly say that doesn't make a difference. Like, come on, bro. Come on. I agree. Like, look at our situation. I can't control my quarterbacks out for the year. I can't control me and D-Law had got hurt. I can't control my rookie DN got hurt, or Sam Williams was out for the whole year. Like, you know, we can't control that. But we can't say that doesn't make a difference. Like, they're missing 7. They were or have missed 7 at one point a year, 7 of the people that they paid to be there. Come on, bro. That makes a huge difference, bro. Like, come on. Like, and I know it makes a difference because they beat y'all last year. They beat y'all in the championship. And they had all those players. So you can't say that don't make a difference. Those players make up for, that difference in that game. They won, they beat y'all to go to the NFC Championship. So you can't say that doesn't impact the that game. And a lot of people say Kyle Shanahan's on how? Super Bowl, NFC Championship, Super Bowl. Like, what? He's one of the winningest coaches, bro. Like, I and you see the same thing with my coach. Like, these things completely impact rosters, team morale. Like, we just have to be serious. Like, last game, we was without both our all-pro guards, Tyler Smith and Zach Martin. You telling me they don't make an impact in that game? Like, I just feel like that, people can get lost sometimes because, yeah, you won without Jordan Love. But who else was out? Now, I don't know the Packers roster at that time, so I don't want to get too into this, but you guys still had most of your roster. Like, y'all lost Jordan in week 1, and I don't think too many people was out, and, you guys do have a really good defense. I'm not taking anything from the Packers. I've been on the Packers saying they're a really good football team, but you just can't say that doesn't make a difference in that game because when they had them, they won. They had the upper hand. They went to the NFC Championship. So I don't think I can say that it didn't make I can't just agree with that because of the previous game prior of what they accomplished. I seen the 49ers at full strength, and they're one of the hardest football teams to beat. Regardless, they're one of the hardest football teams to beat. They're in a similar position as us, a lot of injuries. You can't control that. We're playing football. Injuries happen in football. And then, it's just so they're playing the Bills, the Bears, Rams, Dolphins, Lions. And, I don't know how long or the extent of these injuries, but they got one of the hardest schedules to end the season. So it'll be very interesting to see how they bounce back, where they go from here. But the 49ers are going through a challenging phase. And it sucks to see because, it sucks to see because the potential that we all knew they have going into this year kind of getting like washed out through the injuries. We all thought that, they potentially obviously was going to be in the playoffs, but it'll be a battle. It'll be a battle between Dallas, Philly, and 49ers. But, Philly's the healthiest, team coming back from that playoff run of last year. They're the healthiest, and they added a lot of pieces. So, Philly's definitely the team that's kind of thriving out of all the playoff teams. I mean, the Josh Packers are thriving too, but, in the back half of those teams, the teams that you would expect to be there, those teams are thriving the most. They're the healthiest. And, the NFL is about being a healthy team, a healthy league, and clicking at the right time, regardless. So, I can't agree with that. Then we get into the Giants release Daniel Jones. Like, honestly, bro, like the Giants really, 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 like, I respect a lot of Giants players. And this is the thing that kind of bothers me with it just doesn't make sense, bro. Like, I'm going to be honest, like, this whole thing with the Giants we all saw the Hard Knocks of Giants. They said we wanted to build around Daniel Jones. Now Saquon, seems like they really couldn't build around no one because Saquon is thriving without them. Saquon is putting his best year in the NFL. I think he's on pace to have the best year in NFL history, and we'll get into that, without the Giants. I just think, I don't know if it's the culture. I don't know if it's the coaching. I mean, listen to Malik Neighbors. He says, not the QB. Doesn't matter. Still happening. So what could it be? And we're not throwing shots at anybody.
Quarterback. I mean, take a look. Take a look. It ain't the quarterback.
So what do you think?
What is it? I don't know what it is.
Is it the play?
Everybody know better than me.
Is it the play call?
We'll take 3 more.
I don't know.
I mean, is he right? Obviously, it's not Saquon. It's not DJ. You know, what is it? What could it possibly be? This is always like the hard part, right? You see these really good players that go into different situations and they thrive better. Sometimes it's really not the players. Sometimes it has a lot to do with the organization. And you see it a lot across the league. Christian McCaffrey, what he was doing at the Panthers, yes, he was bad injuries, but he goes to the 49ers, he's Offensive Player of the Year. It's just starting to become like a trend. Obviously you see players from good, like obviously Devontae Adams make the same impact he makes no matter what team he's on, but you kind of look, Xavier McKinney, he was at the Giants. He's at the Packers, he has 7 interceptions. So it's kind of like, what is it? They paid him a 4-year, $160 million deal. And they chose not to bring Saquon back. So it's kind of like very frustrating decision overall. But it's honestly a sad situation, bro. You kind of let all this talent walk away. And they're all thriving. And the talent and the crazy part is the Giants has a really, really good roster. They have a really good roster. Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence should be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. Kayvon Thibodeau, Isaiah Simmons, Banks. Like, they have a really, really good roster defensively. Offensively, Wan'Dale Robinson is a really good player. Malik Neighbors came into the league striking. He's a really, really good player. Tyrone Tracy's a really good player. But is he Saquon? No. But they're good players. They have a good roster. Their O-line, they're kind of banged up. Obviously lost Thomas and things like that. But they have a good roster. Like, the roster is pretty sound, I must say. They have a really good roster. They just got to find a way, put it together. And I know they're coming to Dallas hungry. They're coming to Dallas hungry. I know they are. It's going to be a great game. Dallas Cowboys versus Giants is always a very hard-fought, good game. Even when we was in New York, that was a great game. But it's just it's very frustrating. As Giants players, they're probably a lot of frustrated. Like Leonard Williams is still having a good year. He had 2.5 sacks this past weekend. So a lot of good players, walked away, but it's just and they're thriving and they're winning at the new organizations, but, it seems like they couldn't find a way to win at, the organization they was at. So I get the frustration part, but it's just how do you let these type of guys walk away? Because Saquon's up for MVP now. I mean, I knew it would be really good. And I'm going to say this too. With a lot of people overthinking this, and I said it to my group chat, I probably said the text message, I said Saquon's about to go outrageous in Philly. You know why? Let's look over the past 3 years. Look what Philly has done for the running backs throughout history, right? Miles Sanders. What'd he do? Pro Bowl, got paid $24 million to the Panthers. Boom. Who they have the next year? DeAndre Swift. Pro Bowler. Got paid Chicago. So you're telling me, and I'm not saying that DeAndre Swift and Miles Sanders aren't good backs, because they're really, really good backs. But obviously Saquon's in his own league right now. He's in his own league. You telling me, and we all knew Saquon was great coming out of Penn State and what he's accomplished. You telling me you're putting Saquon behind that Philly line with the talent they have with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson, and Jalen Hurts to kind of open up that offense? You can't put 8 in the box and threaten them. You can't put 8 in the box and Saquon. And you see what he's doing, bro. He's not a Pro Bowler this year. He's first team All-Pro. He's Offensive Player of the Year. He might strike MVP. He's on pace to break every record. This is an outrageous season. Now, is it the Giants' fault? No. Philly is a better situation. But I do say it's the Giants' fault because they didn't get nothing for him. This was your 4th or 2nd pick in the draft. You said we weren't going to franchise tag you. Let's see what you get. No. Saquon, if you're going somewhere, they got to give us something for you. You're a guy. Y'all just let him walk the free agency. Just let him walk the way. That's the part I don't get. You let him walk in the free agency. Like he wasn't one of the top players in the NFL. And now he's putting up an MVP caliber season? Nah, man. That's the part I can't agree with. There's no way I'm not matching an offer for Saquon Barkley. There's no way I'm not matching an offer. He was already carrying them to win games. So, like, you didn't think he would put the Eagles over the top? Come on, bro. Like, he's on pace for over 2,100 rushing yards and over 2,500 total yards. He's on pace to break Eric Dickerson's record and Chris Johnson's total yards record. If he does that, he has no choice but to be MVP. They have to switch it up and can't make it a QB award if Saquon does this. And I feel the same way about, Gianti. And we'll get a little bit into that later too. But these running backs this year are just having incredible seasons. Let's get into our So Much More segment. Let's talk about something that's so much more hype. Just like how Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company, they're a financial services company too. We're doing something different today. What is the most underrated Thanksgiving meal side? I'm going to say stuffing. A nice home stuffing, though. Home stuffing. Trenches stuffing. If you know what I'm talking about, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. What is the best Thanksgiving side? I'm going to say probably the mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. Now, what people don't realize is if you don't let your food touch, you're sick. Because my yams need to be touching my mac and cheese. My yam juice need to touch my turkey. Like I put the yam juice on top of the turkey. Like that stuff needs to touch, like it adds flavor to the rest of the plate. So if you're one of them people that don't like to, have your food touching, you're probably really, really weird, to be honest. Like my food has to be touching my juice, like the collard green juice. Now you got to drain that. You can't have too much collard green juice because then your plate gets soggy. But you got to have just the amount of collard green juice on the plate too. Everything just meshes well together. If I had to cook a side, I'm bringing fried chicken. I make the best fried chicken in the family. I'm a really good cook. Really good cook. If I have 3 empty seats left at my Thanksgiving meal, who am I inviting? I say my number one guy. He's my favorite person in the world. He's probably like the most inspirational person to me, and probably the best human being is Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington is my ultimate. Like I wish to meet Denzel Washington one day. Like completely. Like he'll probably be the number one guy. At number 2, I would say probably Ryan Reynolds. I really like Ryan Reynolds. Respect his career a lot. And number 3, I'm probably going to say maybe Ice Cube. Ice Cube is probably, my number 3 people. So I'll say Denzel Washington, Ryan Reynolds, or Ice Cube. Those are my 3 people. And Chad wants to know, is it stuffing or dressing? Okay. The box, if you're a box person, you're probably known as stuffing. But if you're a real down south, up north person, it's dressing. It is dressing. That's the real deal stuffing. Like it is dressing. Like dressing is the best. And I call it stuffing for the other people. The real down south people know it's dressing. 100%. 100%. Because you should have, so I'm going to tell you, my mom don't really know how to make stuffing for real or dressing. One of my best friends, Sterling, his grandparents put me on to the dressing. I went over, because you know me, I'm going to bounce around. I'm going to go get plate to plate. I had their dressing and they're real down, they're real down south people. And I said, yo, now this is different. This is different. I'm telling you, some people are, if you got your OGs, your grandma, grandpa that know how to cook the dressing, you're blessed and highly favored. I'm gonna put it like this. Listen, chat. I know I said offensive rookie of the year is now up to debate. 6 weeks left, and Bo Nix is making a push. He's making a push. He's really making a push. It's between him and Jayden Daniels. I mean, it's really a close one, bro. As soon as I said he had it ripped up, Bo Nix hopped in his bag. He must have heard me, chat. He really must have heard me. This season, over 2,500 yards, 16 TDs, 6 interceptions. Jayden Daniels, 26, over 2,600 yards, 12 TDs, 5 interceptions. Outside of the QB, that Broncos defense is balling. They lead the league in sacks. They have 5 against the Raiders. You know, I think the Broncos is a top 3 defense. I said this last week. They have a top 3 defense. They have lockdown corners. Great safety play in their front 7 is dominant. Is like as you can be. They're dominant. This is a top 3 defense in the NFL. If not, you know, number 1, depending on where you're looking. The Broncos have always been a legitimate defense. This is a scary team. Because if Bo Nix can put it, like, if he can really put it all together in his rookie year, they're number 7 seed. They're the current number 7 seed. I really think they might upset some people. He really almost upset Patrick Mahomes. And I said that game would be good. Patrick Mahomes walked away with a blocked field goal. But can you say if that 7 seed walks in Arrowhead with that defense, can that happen again if Bo Nix is striking? Can they do that again? You can't say absolutely yes. I understand it's playoff Mahomes. But this defense has been moving. It's going to be a game to see. I'm telling you, if Bo Nix starts clicking in December, where football really matters, it's going to be scary. December football, y'all know December football is what matters the most. He could take offensive rookie of the year from Jayden Daniels, and he might push higher in the playoff seeds. We'll see. 6 weeks left. December football is right around the corner. It's about to get real good and gritty. So, it's Thanksgiving. I want to just start by, I always say this is a tradition, but you got to say what you're most thankful for. And first of all, I want to say I'm most thankful for my family. I'm most thankful for my kids. You know, all 3 of my children, really. Malcolm, Mimi, MJ. My kids have been the most inspirational thing in my life. And what I look forward to most when I come home is my kids. After the games, it's like they never have a bad day. And they just always so happy to see you, so happy to be around. And it's such an amazing feeling. You know, I almost want to say, was I like this to my mom and dad? You know, because, you know, they always tell me the bad stuff, but they'll never tell me the good stuff. But I will cherish these moments and these feelings forever. I'm so thankful for them. It's such an humble feeling. Just having these kids and being in my life and the way they changed me, you know, so that's what I'm so thankful for. I'm just thankful to be able to play for them on Thursday and be with them, with all my family and friends. It's just going to be such an amazing opportunity for me. Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays because you always got to sit back and reflect and say, I'm thankful. And I hope everyone's doing that. Like, you know, in your life, I don't know what everyone's going through, but I always say, I'm still alive. I'm still here. So that means I have purpose. If you're still here, you still have purpose. So that's something to be thankful for. God's not done with you yet. So use this time while you're still here. Your dream that you thought you was going to get, it may not happen, but there's a reason why. There's another purpose for you. So keep going. Like, there's no reason to stop your feet. Always keep them feet going. So if you're here, just always be thankful, be grateful for where you're at, and always keep pushing forward, you know? You know, so I'm actually thankful, you know, because we play on Thursday and we get the whole weekend off. So, you know, hopefully we get to win and you get to enjoy the weekend with your family. If you could pick any artist to perform at halftime for Thanksgiving, who would I pick? I would say Adele. Honestly, bro, I think I would leave the locker room and watch her perform. Like, I'm a huge Adele fan. Like, I'm actually sick. And, you know, I blame LeBron's agent. What's his name? Rich Paul, I blame him because now she doesn't want to tour anymore. And one of my biggest dreams is to see her perform. So I actually blame him. Like, you ever see someone like also, ASAP took Rihanna out the game. Like, I want to see her perform. She's talking about she don't want to do music anymore. She's one of my favorite female artists. Like, I get it, bro. Like, I get they want to have families and they want to do stuff too, but like, we're all super fans at the end of the day. Like, I'm a super fan of Adele. Like, I really love Adele. Like, if I had to pick, if I had to perform on American Idol, I'm probably doing Someone Like You by Adele. Like, I'm probably gripping that. Like, I'm probably, y'all might see me on the, what's that show with the famous people? And they, I might do the Masked Singer. Like, no doubt. Like, I might do the Masked Singer for sure. But let's get back to the game. Despite their public struggles, I think the biggest challenge of facing the Giants is obviously Tommy DeVito. I don't underestimate him. He found ways to win games for them last year. He's electric. He knows how to use his legs. He can make the throws. And they have such a good defense, bro. They have so much talent on that roster. I know they can put it together. I actually probably believe in them, more right now than, some other people. I will not take them lightly at all. I know what they're capable of. And this is such a good team. Like, they could really put together. It's just a matter if they do it or not. But, let's take some final questions from the chat. Aaron Rodgers said today he hasn't made a decision about playing next year. Thoughts? Aaron Rodgers is a legend. I think he's had a career where he can pick and choose whether he wants to continue. Will he be a Hall of Famer? Absolutely, yes. Is he a Super Bowl champion? Absolutely. I think at this point in his career, he gave everything to this game, and he deserves a gracious and cheerful exit if he decides to retire. He has given more to this game than a lot of people have. Decades to this game. So I appreciate Aaron Rodgers for what you gave to this game. I'm still a super fan, whether you stay another year or not. I'm grateful for what you gave to this game. So we appreciate A-Rod. There's a clip of Jameis Winston yelling somebody's offsides. Damn, what's the funniest thing you heard a QB say before the ball snap? I don't know. I think that might have been that's rare that QBs would do that. I don't think that's a normal thing. Like, I don't think a lot of quarterbacks have done that. What's happening to your 76ers? Yo, first of all, I just like the 76ers. That's not my team. I've always been a Warriors fan. I really had to tell people that. I'm a Warriors fan, and then obviously I am a Dallas native now, so I cheer for the Mavericks. When they go against each other, it's tough for me. So I always root for Dallas. I'm one of them people. I'm following where Steph Curry go. I've been a Steph Curry fan as long as I can remember. You know what I mean? From before he won his title, after he won his title, to his last title, I've been Steph Curry. I'm a Warriors fan. Point blank clear. How people follow LeBron, luckily Steph Curry has never left, so I've always been a Warriors fan. I'm going to wear my Warriors gear next time I come on here. Is Tyra Hunter the best player in college football? Shador said he was today. Okay. I'm going to say he is the most versatile player in college football today. What he's doing is very special. He's opening the gates for a lot of two-way players. Travis Hunter is electric, offensively and defensively. So I would say he's the most electric player today, but it doesn't say room for Heisman because the best player don't always equal Heisman. Like, think about, some of the previous Heisman winners. They haven't been the number one overall pick. Sometimes, like, Genty is having the best season. So I think Travis Hunter is probably the best overall player, But if we're talking about season, it's talking about who's having the best season, it's Genty, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I agree that Travis is special. He's going to be a top 3 pick. But who's having the best season? I do think, and I think it kind of, like, and I hate this because I saw he wasn't even a finalist for Jim Thorpe, which I find disrespectful. But you say, like, if he committed to playing cornerback, I think he could be the best cornerback. If he committed to being the best wide receiver, I think he'd be the best wide receiver. That's the type of caliber of talent he is. But I think because of both sides, they kind of hurt him because he didn't have the greatest year at DB and he didn't have the greatest year at wide receiver. What he's doing is special, though. But he didn't have the greatest years, and I kind of think that almost hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he offers so much that it kind of hurt him because I do think he should be a finalist for the Jim Thorpe, without a doubt. Like, that's actually, like, disrespectful that, a top 3 pick who's probably going to be, who's probably going to be a top 3 pick is not even a Jim Thorpe Award winner. So that's mind-boggling to me. You know what I mean? Like, and I think he's the best corner. But because he played both ways, would you say it hurt him? And it could be. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know how the voters or people are voting for it. But, it's really tough. What was it like meeting Jay-Z? It was great. It was honestly really, really great. I met him before, so it wasn't like over the wall, but it was one of the moments where it was like, I told you. And I'm going to tell you the next time the backstory about that. Seriously, Knicks over Jayden, that's crazy. I didn't say Knicks over Jayden yet. I said he's making a push. If these last 6 weeks go Knicks' way, where he's more dominant, they win more games, and they're getting a higher seed, he might take the trophy away from him. It's in Jayden's hands. It's up to him to carry it away. But 6 games, it's a lot of time. The voters didn't vote yet, but the time is coming soon. Who's your current defensive player of the year pick? Honestly, bro, the current odds got TJ Will Anderson, Myles Garrett, Kirby, Xavier McKinney. I don't see a Dexter Lawrence up there. It honestly, these is jokes to me, bro. Like, some of the most dominant people aren't even up there. You know what I mean? Like, Dexter Lawrence is having one of the greatest seasons ever by a D tackle. He's top 5 in sacks. Like, as a nose tackle at that, he's putting up almost Aaron Donald numbers at this point. He has 9 sacks. As a nose tackle. You literally, he has made Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau free more than any other interior defensive lineman. Like, he is probably going to face the most double teams and triple teams on his team. And he's playing with all pro and Pro Bowl caliber talent. That says a lot, bro. That says a lot. Obviously, their team record don't show it. But honestly, bro, we have to stop making these awards about, team. Because, like, Dak Prescott didn't win the award last year. And he should have won MVP because Lamar had a better record. Like, I get it, but Lamar had a Triple Crown defense. You know what I mean? Like, and I hate to say, I take away from his team, but, like, you might, like, I don't know what he's going to finish with. He's tied for 6th. He has 9 sacks. I don't know what he's going to finish with. But he legit is going to have one of the greatest seasons ever from a nose tackle. And it might get ruined because of his team record. He hasn't given up, but he's been dominant. You could, like, look at the tape. He's been dominant. So, it's mind-blowing, but, obviously there's some great players up there. But right now, who's leading for me, and who probably would have won it is Aiden Hutchinson. But, the leader for me right now should be Dexter Lawrence. It should be Dexter Lawrence, 100%. So, that's a wrap. I'll see you guys next week on The Edge. I can't wait. I hope everyone has a very, very amazing Thanksgiving. Be thankful for the people you have around, man. Life's short. It really goes by fast. So just appreciate everything and just stay blessed, man. Lead with your heart. Peace.